president, again, has chosen a septuagenarian, 75 years old man. A chief judge at the Court of Appeal, justices, Supreme Court retired at the age of 70. At the High Court, they retired at the age of 65. In the civil service, it's 60 years of age or 35 years in service, depending on which one is earlier. So why would a president consciously go and bring a 75-year-old man to? There is need for balance. Our president is not a young man. Forget about the affidavit age that they put up there. All the soldiers were doing it all over the country. And Obasanjo will be the first person to tell you that he didn't know his birthday, but and all that. So, with an old president, you imagine that we'll have a younger chief of staff. Yes, experience is required, but you can get this experience in a 40-year-old person, in a 50-year-old person. But, there's so many things that happen in this country. Sometimes, except we press hard, we won't even say anything because we only elected the president, right? So, but the fact that the president is giving a mandate does not mean that he has a carte blanche, an open check to do all that he likes without the citizenry having any input or giving an advice. Because this is democracy. I go back to the First Republic, which is a reference point. And some of the tapes are still there. Tafawa Balewa was a teacher before he became a politician. Awolowo was a lawyer. All the wondrous things they did in the West, free education, whatever, where did they bring the experience from? That's why I talked about mental magnitude, vision, not careerism. You see, I'm always skeptical of so-called scholars who are always found in the corridors of power. Scholars stay in the university and churn out ideas. But when scholars run after politicians and those who are in power, seeking appointment, seeking favors, seeking to be put as head of one commission or whatever and all that, the person we are talking about was a foreign minister in the Second Republic under a military regime. So, if I were to be a president, of course, I won't go for that kind of person. But you see, we've gone so bad that even if you say a little, it will appear as if you are living in the moon. That are you not part of this society? You are too hypercritical. This person has this beautiful credentials. But you people are always criticizing. It is not so. It is because we have crashed so low. It's because we have crashed so low. Allah was born in 1909. He left Western region in 1959, general election, after he had been a premier for 8-9 years. So all those, he left at the age of 50, and he wrote his autobiography, How, where he set out his ideas and how he was able to do all those things that he did in Western region. He wrote that autobiography in 1959. Some of their work, when you read them, it's like you are reading classics, given the ideas that are in those books. So the quality of our governance is not even like what we used to have in the past. Okay? But The president has the right to pick his chief of staff. And if you ask me, I will tell you that, unfortunately, given the person that wielded the power of the chief of staff before, that office has been given a larger-than-life prominence. A chief of staff, a president, is not elected. Do you know how many chief of staff Trump has fired? He changed them like changing diapers. But here we now think that because our president is almost recluse, we don't see him often, and if the vice president comes out to be acting, for example, the COVID-19 thing, why is our president not leading it? Understandably. He's not a young man any longer. He doesn't have the energy to be addressing media every day. That's the truth. To be fielding questions to whatever. But if he doesn't do that, and you then bring a vice president to do that, it will then become very obvious that the president is missing in action. So what then you do? SGF, head a task force. That's because it's style of governance. Whereas elsewhere, it's a prime minister or the president or the head of that state that is addressing this global health challenge. Okay? So because of that, we then need to have a chief of staff who is more or less becomes an alternate president. So it is what we have become. Ordinarily, therefore, the way people are talking, chief of staff, let's clever. It's not. A chief of staff is an appendage. It's not the head of any ministry. It's not even mentioned in the Constitution. And people have even doubted the constitutionality of that office, whether we should be having it in Nigeria. And that's why Yar'Adua abolished it when he got there. That, yes, secretary to the government of the federation is the one that, we've always had. So why should we have a chief of staff? Okay? So, with all that I've said, I hereby congratulate our president for speedily filling the vacuum and appointing a 75-year-old man as his chief of staff.